This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Right, good Tuesday morning to you. Meteorologist Evan Thomason giving you beautiful blue skies and sunshine. I hope this picture doesn't get old for you. I mean, if it does, I can certainly understand it. We're hanging around with sunshine quite literally maybe for the next 2 weeks. There's a whole lot of nothing in sight overall on our 7-day forecast and overall for our 12-day forecast too, honestly. So yeah, enjoy a whole nice picture across Texarkana here this morning. Also got a live look on into Bossier. Beautiful blue skies and not a cloud in sight to see. Welcome, CJ.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be back on another Tuesday for the First Alert Weather Breakdown.
Yeah, this will be fantastic in for today. Hope you're having a good day out so far and for your Tuesday. Hopefully the sun's got you lifted up in the right direction. We haven't seen rain since last Wednesday morning. Last Wednesday morning, and we're going to be building quite the streak.
Mm-hmm.
I described our weather yesterday as us in the desert. I don't know if you saw that.
In Arizona, something like that.
I mean, because it's kind of brings up the summer. It's hot, it's sunny, and actually one thing that's a little unusual is I don't know if you've seen this. The humidity's low.
Humidity is actually pretty low. It's a little bit raised, but like it's not too bad out there for sure. But it definitely is on the lower end of the scale.
That is true. Kind of un-Arklatex-like, actually, so to speak. So, yeah, pretty cool.
It's crazy.
Pretty cool. All right, so, yeah, let's get into our docket here for today and for your Tuesday. Nothing but sunshine to speak of. Kind of makes it easy, in a way, for me and you and CJ. Honestly, for everybody all around. You don't have us to worry about at all. I wouldn't say you could toss us away, but keep us in your thoughts always, but yeah, you don't have to worry about the wet weather anytime soon, which is great. We'll get to that in just a moment. CJ's got his latest TikTok as well. That'll be coming up in just a little bit, and then we got a preview of tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow, we got a Met Chat. It won't just be the two of us. It'll be all four of us as well. We're going to have a fun question on for that episode, which will be pretty cool.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a surprise. So, the past couple of weeks we've been talking about a little more serious weather topics, if you call it that. We'll have a fun weather question in store for today. You have to stay tuned and see what that is. Might give you a preview or not. All right, anyways, let's get into our local forecast here for today. So, yeah, nothing but abundant sunshine across the entire Arklatex. That spells out hot heat and sunshine here for the day today. You basically put yesterday's temperatures right smack into the day today, and that's pretty much what we have out for this afternoon once again. Let's get you a full look of the high temperatures, get us out of the way. 90 in Magnolia, it's 91 in Nashville here for this afternoon, 93 in for Texarkana. We also got lower 90s in for Eastern Texas, 93 for Nacogdoches, 91 for Mount Pleasant as well, and Northwest Louisiana. Maybe the coolest spot of the region. Upper 80s over towards Ruston, Winfield, and Ringgold. Still got 92, though, in for Shreveport this afternoon. And it's changing a little bit for tomorrow.
Yeah, for tomorrow we're expecting, actually tonight, we're expecting a little bit of a cold front to move through and give us even lower humidity than it is outside, if you feel any out there. But we're expecting upper 80s across the region, actually, some of us into the mid and lower 80s for highs tomorrow. And it's not going to be much cloud cover out there, but it will definitely be cool and comfortable around the area heading into tomorrow.
That cool is at least to begin the day. You've been outside early in the morning. It's been a cool stretch of days.
Right.
But it's a baby cold front. We're not getting any rain. We're not getting any clouds. The temperature's only dropped by 3 degrees, 4 maybe. And even then, it's going to warm up back to 90 degrees by this coming Friday. So yeah, and speaking of that muggy meter, you're talking about it's dropping even more here for Wednesday and Thursday. Look at that, way down there.
As comfortable as can be, but look at Friday, back up into that muggy range. But hey, it doesn't feel too bad out there though. The
good news is it's not going into the yellows and reds. This is when we're usually talking about heat advisories. This is when we're usually discussing bleh. I don't know.
It's disgusting conditions out there, but thankfully, we're entering into a more calmer weather pattern here, and much drier as well. And definitely want to water your plants for the next few days, just because of the extensive dry period that we are in and we are expecting through the next 12 days coming up.
And that doesn't include just the sunshine. That includes, again, the humidity. The fact of the lack of water in the atmosphere is quite surprising, honestly, around here. Mainly because we've got winds coming out of the north, which are kind of suppressing our general Gulf flow of humidity back into the Arklatex. So you'll see that here in the future track. All the wet weather way off to our south and east, and I kind of zoomed this out to show you that, I mean, nothing's coming anywhere close, at least all the way up into Friday. Friday, you'll notice the rain in the Gulf kind of slowly meandering and trying to approach the coastline of Louisiana and Texas here by the end of this work week. And there's actually one or two weather models, I believe the GFS, which is one of the weather models we follow on, is actually hinting at rain showers for the weekend in some of our southern counties and parishes. This weather model does not, and the fact of discrepancy and disagreement across weather models, and first of all, second of all, the fact that GFS barely has us getting any rain for Saturday and Sunday. I just put a 10% rain chance in there just to throw that in, but we'll see.
10% won't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
But, you know, 10% is 10%, so more than likely we won't be seeing any rain, but there is a small chance that we could see a stray rain shower or two. But look at those. Like I was talking about next, the tropics.
Oh, yeah.
A lot is going on in those tropics, right, Evan?
It's ridiculous. So I know locally we're talking all about the area of interest attacking the Gulf of Mexico. Before we get into that, which is kind of the main highlight of what we're talking about, we can discuss how much is in the Atlantic Ocean. It's a whole parade out there.
It's a whole parade, and there actually kind of is a parade of storms, one behind the other, out there in the Atlantic right now.
So
Evan's laughing because he knows that most of them are actually in a line.
Yes.
In the Atlantic, like following each other.
I haven't talked about it too much this morning because overall the theme with all the Atlantic storms is that none of them are even coming close to the United States.
True.
They're just going in a circle and being what we call fish storms.
True.
Which is not even hitting land. I believe Isaac went away. Joyce is gone as well. Those are the two names that dissipated, I believe, yesterday. Kirk is a tropical storm here today, but it's a powerful one. And it's expected to become a major hurricane.
Yeah, and it's the National Hurricane Center has been putting a lot of their confidence into that storm. It could become Category 3 hurricane by the end of this work week, even into our weekend. But once again, it's going to be a fish storm, so it's not going to come anywhere near the United States for the next 7 days at least.
And lastly, there's another area of interest right behind that one.
Yeah, that has a very high chance of
90%.
formation.
Yep.
And it could become, do you know the next name on the list?
That's L?
L.
I know that much. I don't know the name.
Leslie.
Leslie.
Yes. It's Leslie. That will be the next name of the storm if it does form to a tropical storm.
Continues to roll on down the line. But our map's been focused on this viewpoint here in the Gulf of Mexico and Western Caribbean, mainly because anything that attacks the Gulf, we know we're at risk, definitely. This area of interest has a 40% chance of developing. I'm mainly seeing if it develops, it's likely going to happen either on Thursday or Friday. I will say the chances have decreased as well. It was at 50% yesterday. Now it's down to 40.
Right.
So trending hopefully in the right direction. I don't know if you've looked into this a little bit. Have you?
I have looked a little bit into it. I actually made my TikTok for the day about this potential system.
We can just save it for then if you want.
Hey, we can talk a little bit about it and preview the TikTok. But I have made some little bit of some assumptions here. With some of the models over the weekend have been hinting at a storm forming in the tropics later on this week and into this weekend, potentially hitting Florida once again. But I haven't taken a look at the models for today because I just came in.
Yeah, you just came in.
But yeah, that's basically what the TikTok is about.
I've been trending that way. And we'll get to that maybe a little more in the next break, but we've been enough on this graphic, honestly. Let's get to the 7-day forecast here for you. It is looking pretty sunny here over the next 7 days. If there's one thing to take away, sunshine for the next several days and beyond. I do have a rain chance on it. Yesterday, I had nothing but zeros across the board. At least you get that 10% rain chance in for your Saturday and Sunday for those looking for rain. Unfortunately, it comes on the weekend, but overall, it should be dry throughout the Arctic over the next several days. Highs around 92 today, upper 80s for the rest of the long-term period, even heading into Monday of next week. Again, our 12-day forecast is also pretty bone dry in the process as well.
Yep, and we're expecting that cold front to move through, giving us more comfortable conditions before that humidity rises back up heading into our weekend. And We're expecting possibly lower temperatures as we head into the next work week as well, but still remaining bone dry across the Arctics.
I think the best part of this forecast is the low humidity, which we discussed, kind of a rare commodity around here, even though we have hot temperatures. And one more point on that, the humidity won't put too much of a burden on these hot temperatures.
True.
The other point is 60s in the morning.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
70s, so at least those temperatures are going down a little bit and over the next several mornings. 61, maybe even some 50s.
Maybe even some
potentially heading into work on Thursday. All right, so that's a check at your local forecast. One thing I forgot to mention is if you hop on over to our YouTube, that's when you can type in comments and ask us questions about that local forecast. If you had anything and everything to ask any questions about, so to speak, you can even ask, when will we next see rain? I don't know, but well, the point is you can ask us any questions weather-wise, and we'd be happy to answer them for you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to look at CJ's TikTok, and after this break, stick around. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you after this. And welcome back to KSLA News 12, First Alert Weather Breakdown. Yeah, CJ, you're the TikTok man. It's back to your TikTok Tuesday. What you got cooking today?
Well, we're talking about the storm that is potentially brewing out in the Caribbean Sea as of right now. It has a 40% chance of formation within the next 7 days, 10% within the next 2 days. And it has been on the downtrend in terms of its potential chance of formation to a tropical storm. And it could potentially hit Florida. There's been a lot of uproar on social media. I've seen a lot of videos of people saying, oh, there's another storm coming to Florida. Just want to clear up some information. We're still pretty far from when this potentially will form and hit Florida. Potentially, I use that potentially very, very strictly, very boldly, because it is a potential storm still. It's not even a storm yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an area of disorganized showers and storms, but it's not a tropical system just yet. It has the potential of becoming one through the next 7 days, but it's not one just yet. So here's a quick look at what's going on with that. There's been some videos circulating around the internet about another tropical system forming and potentially hitting Florida within the next week to 2 weeks. So here's the latest forecast on that. Here's the area of potential development that has been causing all of this uproar. It's been sitting at this 50% chance of formation through the next 7 days throughout the past 24 hours, and it still looks like an area of disorganized showers and storms. What caused this sudden uproar of people thinking that another tropical system would hit Florida is model agreement. The models have been putting out similar outputs that a potential tropical storm would form and move closer towards the peninsula of Florida through the next week or so. While there are some outputs that produce potential tropical systems forming and moving into the Gulf of Mexico to hit Florida, there are other models that produce just regular rain showers and storms moving into Florida through the next week or so. I believe this situation raised a lot of concerns also because of how similar it was to how Helene became a storm. A lot of models were agreeing on a potential system forming in the Caribbean, moving into the Gulf, and hitting Florida, and look how that turned out. So will this area of potential development produce a tropical storm to hit Florida once again? Right now it is uncertain, but it is something to definitely watch throughout this upcoming work week. Stay weather aware.
Well, we shall see. That's always, we'll see in the end. It's now down to a 40% chance of it developing. Again, your video said 50. That was from yesterday.
That was actually from Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh. So yes, it updated as of Monday. Yesterday's chance was still 10% chance for formation within the next 2 days, 40% within the next 7 days, and it has been staying that way through the past 24 hours. So no additional or no improvement has been seen with this storm. It's just large area of just circulating showers and storms out there that aren't coming together and forming anything currently. But we'll continue to watch this very, very closely. There have been some models today that we just looked at, right, Evan?
Yep.
That have been showing a potential system moving into Florida later on into this weekend, maybe in the start of the next work week, sadly. But we'll continue to watch that as models can change with each model run. You know?
Oh, absolutely. I will say everything in general, especially for Louisiana and Texas, for like anything coming into the Gulf, has been just shut down.
Yeah.
Shut down. We've seen that with the humidity. It's gone. I mean, we're not getting anything in from the Gulf, any bits of moisture whatsoever. Good news for us. Not good news for Florida.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, everything's still going on with Helene in North Carolina.
Exactly.
Thankfully, since Florida got most of the wind impacts and just the storm surge, most of that's since faded away.
Right.
And they're still recovering from so much damage, especially from a major hurricane, but it's still ongoing currently today.
Yeah.
We've been reporting on the morning shows about the Salvation Army. I believe we have a link on our website if you want to help out. Salvation Army has, we have a QR code to where you can be directed to the Salvation's Army's like relief fund, and you can add to it and add into a donation. It's the easiest way to help out, honestly.
Yes,
rather than going into North Carolina into a mess, an absolute mess.
Right.
I actually have a set of grandparents over in North Carolina.
Oh wow, are they okay?
They're okay, thankfully, which is great news. They're in a better. They're in western side of North Carolina, but they're kind of in a good spot overall. It's still weird though because they're running on generator power though. The power outage is still widespread or out.
I can already tell. But something else along with this system is that in the Gulf of Mexico, when Helene came through, it took some of its warmth out of the sea surface temperatures. So with the storm that may or may not hit Florida again, the sea surface temperatures are a little bit cooler, and it's not as expected to be the same type of intensity as Helene had brought. Maybe a tropical storm, and if things get a little bit higher than that, maybe even Category 1 hurricane.
That's great news. I think I saw this is going to be like a slow-moving system. It's supposed to form it late this week, if it does. And then it kind of meanders in the Gulf of Mexico a little.
Right. It just kind of, different low pressure systems like come in and go away. With the model that we just saw, obviously, it didn't have much in it, but it had just an area of low pressure, but not too many rain showers. Another batch of rain showers that moved in. It was just, all over the place as of right now, to say the least. It was pretty much all over the place. So that is why it's important to stay weather aware through the rest of this week and through the weekend, because things could change. Forecasts could change, and it could possibly not even be a system at all. So make sure to stay weather aware. For sure.
Last thing I'll mention about your TikTok before we take a quick break, you just on a little bit of a lighter note, you put what was it, like scary music in the background?
Oh, man.
Did you do that on purpose?
I kind of did do that on purpose. Sorry if it scared any of you guys, but definitely to set the scene a little bit, because it's definitely a big deal since
that's
we
true.
already got they already got areas in Florida and all the way up the coastlines of the eastern United States have gotten hit by Helene. So it's like, oh, are we gonna get hit again? That's just a social media tactic. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I apologize if I did.
I thought you just put it in for the gimmick of Halloween. It's October now.
That too.
You're like, I totally planned that.
Yeah, totally. Definitely.
But no, I get you. You're good. All right. Thanks again for sharing it with us. We're going to get a quick recap of this episode and answer any comments or questions you guys have on YouTube. We'll be right back for one more segment after one last break. Stick with us. And welcome back to KSLA News 12. First start with breakdown. It's the last segment. We always like to show off little tiny gimmicks in this last segment. If you've been staring at my shirt and be like, what is that on a shirt? Because usually we're just wearing suits and ties. If I can actually get this off my shirt. These are actually pretty sticky.
They are?
Do we? Actually, no, we have them. We have them up here.
Right.
So our social media coordinator, her name is Rachel. She gave us, finally I got this off as I reached for the other stickers. She gave us little stickers, so like, it was basically like I was about to say precipitation. She gave us little stickers for participation, like a participation award. If this can focus on this, I'm not sure if it can. I'm trying.
Back up a little bit.
Back up a little. Is it gonna? Anyways, that's a squirrel.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. It's very hard to see. But it's a squirrel that says super job.
Yeah. Another
one say what? Amazing.
Amazing. Good job. And
great job.
Gave us a lot of them. All of them with different animals, funny faces, you know. Just, you know, a little bit of encouragement.
See, just so you know, everything on a normal show, it's pretty interesting. On a normal show that you see on air, on the television, we have people working behind the scenes to help us out with, say, me clicking off the station bug that you see right there off and on. They will do that. They will put supers up, like my name. There will be people out behind the scenes doing that rather than just me doing that. But everything on this desk and on this podcast is done via me. Yeah. Honestly, it's a one-man show. It's a one-man band. That's why sometimes you'll see me looking over here. You'll see me looking over here. You'll see me looking over here.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, Evan, why are you not looking at me here at home? And that's quite the reason why.
He pretty much does it all, man. You got a nice setup here too. So
I know. Eventually, you'll be up. I know I've done every single podcast episode so far since July. But actually, a vacation coming up.
Oh, man.
You're going to be the man coming in, filling in. I have faith in you. You've gotten the stickers. Rachel believes in you. Hey, I believe in you.
I appreciate that.
That's all you got. That's all you need.
We're going to have a lot of fun when I come on air in maybe a couple weeks. Have a lot of fun, guys.
That'll be fun. So, yeah, we control everything and anything, including when this pops up. Guess what? There you go. If you have any topics you want us to discuss, send us an email, weatherbreakdown@ksla.com. I have a couple of topics in the works from CJ. You sent me something this past weekend about a viewer wanting to know, I forget. It's in my, I saved it in my text messages.
I'll help you out, man.
Yeah.
It was about a viewer, maybe, he was just telling us an idea of maybe we could do something for like the Met chat, or we're doing like a type of game or trivia questions that we could do. We could ask ourselves, or like a discussion question or debate question, like what do you think is what's going to happen in the weather for the next few days, how you think the hurricane season is going to shape out for the rest of the season, and things like that.
Yeah. We'll take those viewer questions and also viewer topics to heart, and we can incorporate them into this podcast each and every day. So, yeah, if you have a topic, point is, you can email it to us, weatherbreakdown@ksla.com. In the case of CJ this past weekend, you can send it directly a DM to CJ on Facebook. I believe that's how you got that topic this past weekend. And lastly, if you just want to watch us, we're on every single weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday at 10:30. In particular, coming on tomorrow. CJ will technically be gone, but we're going to have a recording with all four of us. We're about to record here later on today. Me, CJ, Austin, and Matt are also on that one. We will be talking about a fun question. I actually, you know what the funny thing is? I don't remember what we're talking about. It's listed in my list of like things to do. I've had so much to do today, but
you going to tell them, or you want to keep
actually,
it a secret?
I was going to tell them,
okay,
but I realized that I was going to tell them, but I got to look it up. I'm going to be honest. I'm literally scrolling through my notes right now, and I'll eventually find it. So, CJ, you want to give a quick recap of the weather here for like a minute while I try to find this?
Well, it's going to be sunny and dry. I'm going to help Evan out here. It's going to be sunny and dry. We're expecting cold front tonight to move through from the north and west and kind of break up here, which is why some areas down to the extreme south and east will not see much affected temperatures, but areas to the north and west, we can expect those temperatures or highs to remain in possibly the mid-80s as compared to here in Shreveport. It may still be in the upper 80s, and some of us even the lower 90s down into the southeastern corner of the region. But throughout the rest of the week, rain chances are expected to remain extremely low, despite this weekend maybe still remaining extremely low, maybe rising just a tad bit, but not enough to need your umbrella for anything. If anything does pop up, it would just be very brief in nature, maybe 5-10 minute rain shower, and you'll be pretty much done for the rest of the day. A lot of sunshine can be seen for this weekend and into the start of the new work week as well, where highs are expected to remain in the 80s through the rest of the next week or so.
Pretty cool. Thank you very much. In that time, I did find the question. It's if you had to move, which state would have the best weather year-round for you? Now, we cannot choose Texas. We cannot choose Louisiana. We can't choose Arkansas. Got to choose something outside of our direct range. Lots of things to consider because some states are better than others in particular seasons, but year-round, that's the thing. That's the big issue. Yeah, year-round, which state would you want to live in outside of the Arklatex? If you want to send that to us here for tomorrow, you can send it on our YouTube chat. I don't see any comments on our YouTube chat here for today that we have to answer or get around. But yeah, we'll be answering that for tomorrow. All four of us will give you your answer. Me and CJ have a head start to think about that now. Yeah. For the rest of today. All right, so yeah, watch us tomorrow where we answer that question live on air 10:30. Again, right here tomorrow, Wednesday, KSLA.com. The same platform you're watching on. I was going to preview how you could watch our podcast, but I think you're on your way to doing so.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So yeah, for us here at KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Breakdown, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on, CJ.
Of course.
Most importantly, happy
Always
Tuesday.
A pleasure.
Always a great Tuesday with you around. All right.
Of course.
Yeah. So you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy the sunshine out. Maybe just hydrate a little bit underneath the heat. And yeah, we'll talk to you again tomorrow, Wednesday, same time. Be there. See you later.
Or be square.
Or be square. See you later.
See ya.